This is Mark Dell with Android Spin, and this review is for SimCity Deluxe by Electronic Arts. What other game series entices you to spend hours of building a perfectly balanced society and then tear it down with an unnatural disaster? For many, the city building gaming genre begins and ends with the SimCity series, which is now over 2 decades old. Sadly, the series has been going through a rocky time, and it hasn't seen a good major release in around 9 years, but that hasn't stopped people continuing to purchase the older versions even today. This latest SimCity Deluxe on Android is not a port of one of the desktop releases, instead it's an all-new version for mobile, except that it appeared on iOS over a year ago. SimCity makes you a mayor and puts you in charge of zoning out a city and managing its budget. This isn't as boring as it might at first sound, and it can be a real joy watching your city thrive while you nurture it with the things it needs to grow. An early city will require power, houses, jobs, and a piece of road for your citizens to get around on. From there, these things snowball into more requests. Soon your citizens will demand more houses, then these people require jobs, shops, and schooling. Then when your city gets larger, you'll need police stations as the crime starts to become a problem. This new deluxe version of SimCity has a lot in common with SimCity 3000 graphically, which means that you'll be getting some nice isometric 2D art to represent your city, and you'll also be getting some upbeat jazzy tunes to accompany it. Unfortunately, the complexity isn't quite up to the same level that was achieved in the later PC games. Micromanaging the power and water systems can be disabled in the options, although the structures will still need to be purchased. Garbage management, bus stops, and landmark structures can also be placed, much like SimCity 3000. But other areas of the system are less advanced than even the SimCity 2000 release. Subways, highways, and neighbours are all absent from this game, and the land area also feels a bit smaller than the desktop release. It's understandable that there'd be some concessions in moving SimCity to mobile, although it seems more likely that some of these omissions and changes are here to make sure that the game is easily accessible to those without experience in previous SimCity games, or even the style of game in general. The controls are also adjusted with the mobile device in mind, and they work exceptionally well. Even on smaller screens, it isn't difficult to accurately zone out an area of land or place a road thanks to some simple handles that allow you to adjust the shape and position of an area you've drawn before placing it. The hand-holding for new players isn't always as consistent as it should be, and you'll get plenty of mixed signals from the interface. I was constantly being informed that the water system was running great, and then being told that some areas were without water. While the water system is the worst offender of this, you'll also be frequently asked to review your current ordinances, such as repealing a power conservation ordinance that is restricting power use to industry, and the advisor appears to agree with this suggestion, regardless of if the consequence of doing so will cause brownouts across the city. It's not a perfect version, and those that enjoy the deep complexity of the PC releases might be disappointed with some of the downsizing, but it's not anywhere close to the disappointment that SimCity Societies was, and it's an enjoyable way to articulate your splines on the go.